Well, yesterday was a day that not many people are going to forget, especially if you live in the Oakville-Burlington area, where we saw incredible amounts of rain in such a short period of time. We're talking 2 months worth of rain in a matter of hours. Take a look. Rivers and streams running high and fast, just incredible, literally incredible amounts of water in such a short period of time. Through, a lot of people just were not prepared, and they didn't realize it was as bad as it was when they headed out. They thought, oh, I need to go here, so I'm just going to go. And is that just a puddle? No, the puddle turned out to be a lake. I do want to give you a reminder. Unfortunately, the news reports that I have heard about the family in Scarborough, they were standing under a tree when they were hit by lightning. Do not stand under a tree. The electricity will go through the tree, through the roots, and into you. Best place to be, lie down in a ditch, lowest ground possible. Severe thunderstorms today, not likely. Non-severe thunderstorms, there is a risk, which is not great because we could be dealing with more localized flooding because the ground is already so saturated. The good news is that we are going to be drying out for the remainder of the week, and temperatures, even though they won't hit seasonal, they will be warm into the low to mid 20s. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds right now. He has an update on your commute. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, we're actually just looking on the radar, and you can see some parts of Burlington getting very, very, very light rain. And
with those.
Wow.
So the water pressure pushes from the bottom.
To be rescued from their vehicles.
Yeah, a real mess. And of course, there'll be lots of people calling their insurance companies today trying to get their belongings out of their wet basements, and just be a mess.
It sure will. And unfortunately, we do have the risk for some more stormy weather on the way today. Already saturated ground, localized flooding could certainly be an issue. Your long-range details are coming up next, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, we are going to be seeing the risk of isolated showers again today, possibly even some thunderstorm activity. But for the most part, our long-range forecast looks good. We've got sunshine returning to the area. High pressure is going to move in. We're going to see sunshine right until we get into the weekend. The only downfall is that our temperatures, they're going to be cooler than our seasonal average. We're only looking at temperatures around the low to mid 20s, but it is going to feel a little warmer, closer to seasonal when you factor in the humidity. As you can see on the radar, we've got showers moving into the exact same area as yesterday, but quite light. We are going to see some storms just along the lakeshore around Hamilton, but through Burlington, light rain at this time. But again, we still have that thunderstorm risk throughout the day today, throughout much of the GTA. The good news is that behind this cold front, we're going to be seeing high pressure move in, which means sunshine, dry conditions. We do have cooler than seasonal temperatures, however, and that is going to continue right for the remainder of the week and into the weekend. So lots of sunshine in the forecast, not a lot of active weather staying to our south, but temperatures only hovering around 23, 24 degrees. Good morning. It is going to be a much drier day today, but
thank goodness,
we do have rain happening right now through the Burlington, areas of Burlington and in through Hamilton. Not
something we don't
yesterday.
Need. No, because it was just people flooded yesterday terribly.
Kevin Yard joins us from Burlington. And Kevin, a lot of the water has receded, but people are still going to be dealing with their basements today. Light rain, even if it is light, is something we don't need. The ground is so saturated right now that localized flooding could certainly be an issue if we do see more significant rainfall. Lots of viewers were incredible yesterday. They were calling us, they were sending in video, they were sending in pictures. Tracy sent this video in of her very, very flooded backyard. Forecast coming up in less than a minute, but right now I'm going to turn it over to Tom for traffic. The good news is that this cold front is going to move out, and we're going to see a much drier but cooler air mass moving in. High pressure takes over, so we are going to be left with lots of sunshine for the remainder of the week, but temperatures are only going to be hovering in the low to mid 20s. Now, when you factor in the humidex, it is going to feel a little bit warmer. It'll feel a little bit closer to seasonal. We should be around 27 for this time of year for the city of Toronto. On your commute. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, we've been looking at the radar, and you can actually see some light rain falling through the Burlington and Hamilton area. It's just been a mess. And the TTC in St. Clair's
St. Clair West Station, they still have some flooding ongoing there. That was because of a pump failure. So it seems to be not gone yet.
Not yet.
No.
Now, hopefully, we won't see the type of rain that we saw yesterday, but we do have the risk for a few isolated thunderstorms, saturated ground. Talk about the long range, let you know what to expect in just a moment. But first, here's Tom with the roads. Well, we do have this cold front. It's the one responsible for giving us just enough instability that we can still see a few showers today, possibly an isolated thunderstorm. But behind it, cooler, drier air coming in. We're going to see lots of high pressure, which means lots of sunshine. And temperatures, well, they're going to stay below our seasonal average. We're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 20s, but with the humidity, it is going to make it feel a little bit warmer. So by tomorrow, we're feeling closer to 28. One storm after another in the same area led to flash flooding in Burlington, Ontario. What the situation is now, that's next.
Hope so.
No, we can't. Unfortunately, we do have more rain falling right now, actually, as we speak in the Burlington-Hamilton area. It is very, very light, but any kind of rainfall associated with such a saturated ground is bad news. We could see more localized flooding, especially if we do see some of these thunderstorms that we potentially could receive later on this afternoon. Now, once this cold front moves out, we've got a cooler, drier air mass moving in behind it, which means we are going to be seeing some sunshine, but temperatures are not going to be at their warmest. We're looking at temperatures into the low to mid-20s with the humidity feeling closer to seasonal, around 27, 28 degrees.
Go to the west.
Thanks, Kevin. And more rain is exactly what we don't need, because that trough of erosion there that Kevin's standing could potentially fill up with water and cause more structural damage.
Now, there's ways to protect your home. You know, these one-way valves that fit into your actual drains in the basement, what they do is they stop water coming up through the floor in the event of severe backlog.
Well, where would it go if it couldn't come up into the floor?
Well, then it continues on in the sewer. But if it can't come into your house, these one-way valves just shut and stops that from coming in.
But it
allows the water to drain still out of your house.
I was only under the assumption that the sewer wasn't working properly for the water to come into your house in the first place.
Well, what happens is the size of the sewer can only handle so much water.
Exactly.
Once that backlogs, they go right back into the storm drains, right into your home.
Yeah.
And that's where the water comes out up through the floor.
Yeah.
If you control that by not allowing the water to come into your basement with the one-way valve, it stops that problem.
All right, don't tell John DeGarris this today.
I'll tell him today.
His basement
I know.
yesterday.
Well, a lot of people don't even think about it.
No, you really don't. And sometimes you don't even find out your basement is flooded until the next morning when storms throughout the day today. All of that moisture could certainly be a bit of a nuisance with all of the saturated ground around. We'll talk more about your long range. Will we see some sunshine? Details just ahead. Now here's Tom.
A friend of
Well, we've got this area of low pressure and the cold front associated with it moving its way east. That's good news. The leftover instability that it's causing could give us the showers and the thunderstorms. That's bad news. More good news is that we do have high pressure moving in, which means we are going to be seeing some sunshine for the next couple of days. Temperatures are going to stay below our seasonal average. We're talking temperatures in the low to mid 20s, but you factor in a little bit of heat and humidity, and it is going to feel closer to our seasonal average. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday. It is the 5th of August, and we need a couple of days to dry out, but I don't think today is going to be one of them.
Yeah, it's desperate because so many people have flooded basements and things. The water is starting to recede, of course, and now they've got to get all that stuff out of there to get it dry. You know, it's particularly bad if you had a finished basement. The drywall just wicks up all this water.
And the carpet.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine who's in that
hardwood
business, and he's been working nonstop for years on just the same problems.
Well, I think a lot of people in Burlington are going to be dealing with some major issues today. People trying to get around also dealing with some issues. Kevin Yard joins us in Burlington this morning. And Kevin, you're actually standing right in the middle of a washout. Thanks, Kevin. Well, just a quick peek at the radar. You can see some showers moving in north of the city. We did see kind of a band of showers moving through Burlington. They're just north of the Hamilton area on their way through the Niagara Peninsula, through St. Catharines. There is that risk today for showers and, unfortunately, isolated thunderstorms. And we all know that when you see thunderstorm activity, you could see heavy rain associated with this. Not good for localized flooding. The ground is already so saturized that, you know, a quarter of the amount of rain that normally would cause damage is going to cause damage today. We'll talk more about your long-range forecast in just a minute, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Not today, unfortunately. We do have the risk of showers, potential for thunderstorms, but behind this cold front that's causing all of the instability, we are going to be seeing an area of high pressure move in, which means we are in line for a lot of sunshine for the remainder of the week, which is great news. The active weather is going to stay to our east and to our south. Temperatures for the next couple of days are below our seasonal average. We should be 27, 28 degrees for this time of year. We're not even close, but with the humidity, it'll feel closer to seasonal, but sunshine lasting right into the weekend. Thanks, Tom. Well, unfortunately, we do have the risk for some showers and isolated thunderstorms throughout the day today in the GTA. It's not going to contribute nicely to the flooding situation from yesterday. The ground is already very saturated, and if we do see any more significant rainfall, that could cause a few issues yet again. Now, this cold front is going to be moving out by tonight. We're going to see a cooler, drier air mass coming in behind it, so we are going to be seeing lots of sunshine for the remainder of the week. Temperatures, on the other hand, are going to be a little on the cool side, but as you can see, not a lot of active weather. Temperatures, we're looking at anywhere between the low to mid-20s, but factor in a little bit of humidity, and we will feel closer to our seasonal average.
We got it up.
Around the world in 80 seconds. Thanks so much for that, Kim. I can bet that a lot of video from last night's flooding is going to be in next week's edition. Kevin Yard joins us in Burlington today. Kevin, you're standing in a ditch of erosion. What's going to happen if it rains more today? Well, the thunderstorm risk stretches all the way from Montreal right down towards Windsor, right along the Great Lakes. And we're not going to be warming up too much today, just getting into the low 20s. Hi there, good morning. It's Tuesday. It is the 5th of August, and today we may see more rain. I know people that live in the Burlington-Oakville area do not want to hear that, but there is a possibility for more thunderstorm activity. We join Kevin Yard, who is in Burlington this morning. And Kevin, what intersection are you at right now, and how long do you think it's going to be closed for? Thanks, Kevin. We do have that risk, as Kevin was just mentioning, stretches from Montreal right down towards Windsor. Just a lot of instability left over by this cold front that is tracking toward our east. Behind it, we've got a cooler, drier air mass coming into play, so we are going to be seeing lots of sunshine for the next couple of days. Temperatures, however, are going to stay below our seasonal average, but with the humidity, feel closer to what we should be. You can always head to our website for more information on our science behind the weathers. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Tuesday. It is the 5th of August, and it is much drier today than it was yesterday, but we do have the chance of showers and possibly some thunderstorms. I'll get to that in a moment, but first let's take a look at what some of our viewers sent in. Great video, but awful video at the same time, because what we're seeing is incredible amounts of flooding. Flash flooding happened in Burlington yesterday after 150 to 200 millimeters of rain fell in about 3 hours. Yards, unfortunately, rivers and streams running high and fast today. Stay away from them. We do have that risk for some isolated storms again today. And of course, if we do see some thunderstorm activity, the rain can be heavier, and that just means bad news for already very saturated ground. Localized flooding could certainly be an issue again today. We do have a clearing trend coming in behind this cold front that's causing all of the instability. We are going to see a return to sunshine for the next couple of days, and temperatures sitting in the low to mid-20s. Coming up, your top 5 videos. You don't want to miss them. They're coming up next. For more on your top 5 videos, just head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. Now, flooding was certainly an issue yesterday, and it has the potential to be an issue again today. Kevin Yard joins us in Burlington. He is standing in literally a ditch of erosion. And Kevin, the road is still closed. Do they estimate when it will reopen?
Right here.
What's amazing is that it's like up to his hips. That's crazy. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Today we are going to be seeing some sunshine, drier, cooler conditions moving in through the lower Great Lakes. Here's a look at the thunderstorm risk map. As you can see, thunderstorms stretching from Windsor right up towards Montreal. So a lot of areas still dealing with the instability left over by this cold front that's moving to our east. But like I was mentioning, behind it, we've got high pressure moving in, a cooler, drier bit of air. Our temperatures are going to stay slightly below our seasonal average, but as you can see, for the remainder of the week, not a lot of active weather. For the most part, it is going to be staying to our east and to our south. So looking at the temperatures, we're looking at 24 degrees for tomorrow, 23 for Thursday. By Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 24, 25, feeling closer to the high 20s, low 30s when you factor in the humidity.
All right.
Yesterday, intense flash flooding. Kevin Yard joins us in Burlington this morning, and he's on one of the last closed intersections. Kevin, what's going on there this morning? Thanks, Kevin. Here's a quick look at that thunderstorm risk map today. Our temperatures were getting up into the low 20s, so we're going to stay a little bit below our seasonal average. More sunshine on the way for the remainder of the work week, with temperatures staying on the cool side. Good morning. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday, the 5th of August. How about that rain yesterday? Oh, a lot of areas saw some really intense flooding. We're talking 2 months worth of rain. It was very difficult to get around because the police officials shut down many of the major highways, QEW running through that area, as well as major intersections. Today we do have that risk for some isolated showers, possibly some thunderstorms. Not great with an already very saturated ground. The good news is that after all of this moves out, we'll see sunshine and warm temperatures for the remainder of the week. On the morning show, if you missed it, we talked about the flooding in Burlington, 200 millimeters of rain. That's almost 2 months worth of rain fell in less than 3 hours. Jacqueline Whittle explains to us in Science Behind the Weather what exactly flash flooding is.
The heavy rain caused by thunderstorms or warm, moist air rising rapidly into our atmosphere can produce flash floods.
Kevin Yard spoke to the mayor of Burlington, and not even he escaped the worst of the flooding.
For those people who have severe basement flooding are encouraged to call 311 because we are documenting all the flooding that has taken place in people's basements, including my own.
Make sure you join us again tomorrow morning from 5:30 to 9.